Welcome to the Build Guild Podcast, a professionally unprofessional podcast for makers.
Yay.
Who are you?
Yeah, who are you?
I am Mark Bates of Mark Bates Contracting.
Yes, with the original crew here. We got Brian,
Hi.
Cody, and me, Ben. And Mark is our guest today.
Yay.
And you're a maker of what?
Construction.
Yeah, just general construction, really.
General construction.
I don't make a lot of little bits and pieces.
We're in my shop, and you basically made the shop.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of,
That's true.
that's why it's a little crooked and
And
sinking
added
over
on
here.
to it, yeah.
Yes.
That's not good for business. Let's
It's
not talk about that.
fine.
Yeah, figuring out how to add on to a gambrel roof.
Yes.
I mean,
That's-
Ben helped in all fairness.
It worked out really
Sure did.
well. The overhang area to store stuff was just an afterthought. It has been magical.
Well, you know, I planned that. I put it in the blueprint.
Yes.
It was not a
So-
happy accident. That
Yeah.
happened on
That's,
purpose.
you know, I love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah.
What, Cody? You went to Michigan this week.
No.
Wait,
Minnesota.
It's all the same.
Minnesota. Yeah.
Minnesota for your TV show.
Yeah. So I was.
Give us an update on that.
Yeah. So I went to Southern Canada and it was awesome. No, really.
That was the coldest I've ever felt.
Hey.
Mark and I did lacrosse in college,
Yeah,
and we had a tournament up there, and it was the coldest cold I've ever been in.
In
really?
Minnesota?
Yeah, I was super cold that day.
I've been there
I think that's
before.
because we were wearing shorts and not dressed for the
Oh,
cold.
Well, that
Yeah.
would probably figure into it.
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
know.
we were
Chances.
not expecting it to be cold
Yeah.
because it was like May.
It was cold.
So we showed up. I guess it just snowed maybe 2 to 3 weeks before we got there, and so I was kind of expecting it to be cold.
Mm.
Dude, it was beautiful weather. It was like
Mm.
perfect 75. Me and my wife, we had like a lot of free time, and she went with me because now she's the social media coordinator
Mm.
for Organic, and so we went on a hike in Interstate Park in Wisconsin, which wasn't a far drive.
I watched your Instagram
Dude,
stories.
It was
of that.
it was the coolest thing because at the St. Croix River, and there's another river that's smaller, and they form the Mississippi.
Oh, you saw the beginning of the
So it's
Mississippi,
So it's the beginning of the Mississippi.
headwaters.
and we're
Yeah.
down by closer to the end of it down here in
Yeah.
Arkansas.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
That's awesome.
It was cool. You know, we like to do outdoorsy stuff and hike, and it was like there's a lot of from the Ice Age is what they call it, the potholes. It's just this heavy runoff area from ice that melted, I guess, and it created these huge like just perfect holes, circles that look like they go on forever.
In what? In the rock?
And just in the rock formation, yeah.
Hmm.
It's basically we were looking at it, and my wife's like, "There's probably a body down there." I'm like,
Mhm.
the fact that you even thought of that,
Yeah.
I'm not getting closer.
Weird.
Like I'm not getting closer to that.
It's too close to Canada.
Yeah.
People are kind up there.
And
They really are. They were like super nice. That's why I called it Southern Canada because it
Yeah.
was like everybody was just super, really, really nice. And I was like, man, it's like being back here in the South. So
nobody's flicking you off. They're waving to you down
yeah,
as you drive.
yeah. That's why I said I didn't go to Michigan. Michigan's full. Well,
Yeah.
you know.
Full of it.
Minnesota,
Just
not
kidding,
Michigan.
Northeast.
My
yeah.
my dad's family's from Michigan.
Oh,
That's
Did you? So you saw you didn't get to see Ty. He left before you got there.
Yeah, so the day we got there, he was doing a book signing at the Mall of America that afternoon.
sorry, who is this?
Ty Pennington.
Okay, thank you.
And so,
Brian, if again, if
Star
you're
of the show.
not watching on YouTube and you're listening to the podcast, Brian is now drawing on his iPad
I'm
once
drawing.
again. I
That's
think
what
this
I
is
get paid for. I'm
continue-
getting paid for this, right?
yes,
Yes.
in
Okay,
Bitcoin.
Good answer.
oh yeah, that'll be worth it again.
He's I think he's drawing Mark, his caricature or his what meeple, whatever you called it before.
Mini me's. I don't know.
How do you pronounce caricature?
Caricature.
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 Yes.
Caricature.
That's right.
That's not real, is it?
Yeah,
That's
the real word.
Brian Real. He's an artist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Anyways,
back to
you
your
didn't see
geology
Ty.
trip.
I didn't want to learn
Okay,
anything
so
tonight.
it's Ty Pennington. Okay, I got it.
Yes.
Ty Pennington. So he's doing a book signing at the Mall of America that afternoon. So we landed. From the airport, we went and just knocked out the Mall of America. I'd never been. My wife had been when she was younger.
Yeah.
I'd never been. Just wanted to see it, really.
Yeah.
Was only there for a little while, and then we left. And he showed up, I guess, later on do a book signing or whatever.
So you didn't cross paths.
They didn't cross paths, but I saw where they had it roped off for his book signing. It was like half the mall.
Really?
Wow.
It's like, holy cow.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Like, I mean, I bought the book, and I'm hoping to like corner him when he's here to have him sign it.
I saw that thing. I saw an ad for it. Yeah, I know what you're
Live-
talking
live
about.
life to
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
extreme.
I totally got that now.
Life to the
All
extreme.
right, I'm with you.
I haven't started because I'm finishing up another book, and I'm a slow reader.
What book are you
Public
reading? 'Cause
school.
Mark would like to know. He's a reader.
Oh, you're a reader?
Is
It's
it a
called-
fantasy book?
No,
'Cause that's what
it's,
Mark likes.
It's called The Guide for Dudes. It's actually it's from the Christian Book House. It's just a men's ministry thing. It's pretty cool.
Dudes.
Yeah. I only bought it because I had a beard on the front.
Mm.
No, I'm kidding. It was actually a gift, and I just started reading it on the plane, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty good."
Huh.
So, anyway, I haven't started it yet, but yeah, so I'm trying to corner him when he's here to have him sign it.
Yep.
You know.
But you went into the deluxe. You're there for a week. They're doing what to you when you're up there?
So while we're there, we had segments of where we kind of just met with the web designers. Each business has their own team of people.
And all the businesses are up there
all
when
the
you're there.
businesses were there when we were there.
Cersei.
Yeah, so it was kind of cool because we went with I didn't know all the businesses very well, like Sean Hutchins from Zion Climbing.
Uh-huh.
I kind of knew him in passing.
Yeah.
I've met him a few times, but I didn't really know him well. Really, just they're all great people. I think all the business owners that were picked were I was truly even the ones I didn't know. As I got to know them, I was like, I can see why you got picked. You guys are pretty good. Pretty cool cats.
Good people, terrible businessmen.
That's
Worst in town.
Zion's been hanging on for a long time.
Yeah.
No pun
That's
intended.
true. Yes.
So yeah.
So they're building your website, and you don't have a website at all. You don't have
No,
anything. There's no
no.
website for you.
No, because my thing was I'm a one. I kind of do things at a perfectionist rate. Meaning, if it's not done correctly, I won't even start it. Like if I can't finish it and do it perfect, I won't start.
Let's ask Mark how he does with his projects. I think he follows the same philosophy.
Yeah, it's something like that, except exactly the opposite.
Oh, okay. You start it and figure it out.
I do 95% of every project, and then there's 5% left undone on at least my last count was 23 projects around the house right now.
Yeah.
23.
Well, see, that's your own home. Those things,
Yeah, it's the
Those
last thing to get
happen.
worked on, but
Yeah.
it is frustrating for me, much less anybody who ends up residing
Yeah, that's true.
in that house.
Lesson of the story: if Mark puts his house on the market, don't get it
Yeah.
unless you're
It's
ready.
not finished.
Unless you're ready to
No,
put in that
it'll
last
never be
5%.
finished.
No.
Well,
Is
if you
there
add
still a
up-
castle out on the front yard?
Yes.
Okay, well, there's that.
Yes. So
Yeah.
we will post a picture of your castle on the Build Guild Instagram. So
Yes, we will.
look up the Build Guild podcast on Instagram, and we'll show a picture of Mark's castle. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll put it right here. Ding. I don't know
What
what
just
castle
happened?
sound is, but
Oh, okay.
and watch it back on video.
Drop the
There'll be a picture of your
drawbridge.
castle.
Cool.
And you put that castle right in front of the house.
Yeah.
You said, you know what? If I'm going to do it, I'm going to build it right in front.
I did it for a
The
purpose.
showpiece.
It's not a showpiece.
It's a showpiece.
We were doing foster care, and when a kid comes into foster care, that's a pretty crappy night for them usually. And I wanted it so that when the kid came up the driveway, that they saw something that made them feel a little bit better about their crappy night.
Yeah.
So
Coty Foster's.
Yeah. So, and I think that's an awesome idea. Actually, we had
So a castle is in your future then.
yeah. I mean, if I can get a castle,
I know someone who builds them.
Yeah. You want to come to my house, build a castle, cover up my lawn.
Yeah.
That
90.
way-
I will build 95% of your castle.
It's true.
That is so true. Yeah. Do that.
So you did all your website stuff. They don't give you the website and show you it. They just
No.
we're picking it.
Yeah, that's a surprise.
Whatever.
Yeah. So they
So
show.
you'll actually see that for the first time on TV. I actually watched the season 1, and I'm
Yeah.
starting season 2. It is
So
a really good show.
It gets better every season too.
It does.
That's why I'm like, man, I like being season 4 because each
It's-
one has gotten better. I'm like,
for sure.
what's going to happen now?
So
Yeah.
don't screw it up.
Yeah, I know. That's my deal. Well, that's the biggest thing, man. There's a lot of pressure to that. And I was actually talking to some people that were on my team. They had a little social gathering one night, and while we were there, like you have like I said, every business has a team of people. Like you got a web designer, you got a CEO guy, you got, I don't know, like it's just ton of marketing, like whatever. And these people are brilliant. And I'm like, wow, I hope that when you guys are gone, I don't screw this up. I was like,
the year when they come back in however many months
they-
the
so they
next
come-
season,
well,
and it's
yeah,
like,
they-
how you doing? You'd be like,
I'm poor. And
"Yeah."
I'm like,
Are you gonna be that one that his
Yeah.
business doesn't exist?
Season
His
4
house
and
is in
season 6.
foreclosure.
Yeah. I had to
A
move.
two-time
I
award
had to,
winner.
I had to move cities and start somewhere else because people
Oh.
are running them. So yeah, it's been a ride, man. I'm excited. It'll be coming to a close pretty soon. And then the show will air in October.
October, okay.
So yeah. And that's another thing, man. The production crew behind this thing are just awesome people.
Really?
Like, I mean, obviously, I've never been like on TV.
Yeah.
Not even an episode of Cops, which is surprising. And so, I was, for them to be like how they are as far as, because we do foster, so there's some things of my life that we can't put
Sure.
on television and things like
Yep.
that. There's a lot of, discretion that is involved, and dude, they just handle it with such grace, and they're good about it. They're not trying to like push it or anything.
That's it, with the show. I was really impressed with, like, there was no negative. There was no negative at all.
Not at
it's
all.
like you need help here. The way the wording,
Yeah.
the approach, everything was super positive. I was
So-
really impressed.
Yeah. So one thing, Amanda Brinkman, the host,
Yeah.
she did she's been doing a lot of like going around and doing these speeches and stuff, and her motto of "do well by doing good." So like is pushing your business's your focal point, like what your why, pushing your why, not what it is that you're doing basically, but why you're doing it.
Yeah.
And if you're doing something for a good cause or good reason, you will succeed.
Huh.
And she they throw out statistics, and it's just really interesting, and which gave me a lot of hope because when I started this, it was basically giving tables away.
Oh.
So it was charity basically, and it was like, how do I make a business out of this? And then I look back at like just in the last, since we went official in January, December we made the decision and we did it, and then like all the pieces kept rolling into place, and it's like, yeah, that's all you got to do is just do good, man. Things happen.
Mhm.
Like I'm not trying to say karma, energy of the force or whatever,
Yeah.
but I mean it's definitely
People recognize it. I have the same kind of thing with the CNC stuff, because like I created like the wasteboard for my Shapeoko CNC and stuff like that, and it's helped a lot of people because it's hard to clamp things to the board, and when you first get a machine, you're kind of overwhelmed, like, what do I do? And I created these files for myself, and I was like, other people can use them too.
Yeah.
And I uploaded them to Etsy for $1.99, and I put them on my blog for free.
Yeah.
I don't care how you get it. I didn't want to make money. It was just like, work's already done, and I cannot tell you how many people
Yeah.
buy the files after they have already downloaded the free ones just because they're like, this helped me out a ton.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It blows me away.
Well, I mean, and dude, Shapeoko, they should build your wasteboards and the little clamps and all the little things you make, and add that as like an extra that you can buy.
Yes.
Because if they would have had that, I would have bought it.
That's
I've yet to make one because of time. I mean, I would have paid whatever. I would have paid materials plus times 4 or whatever. Just
I had
to
one
get
guy buy the full wasteboard from me already made, and I was like, the file's out there, you can make this yourself. And I have a video walking you straight through it, and he's like, no, I want you to make it.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's going to be super expensive to ship a big hunk of MDF.
Yeah.
He's like, no, I want you to make it. And
Yeah.
I was just appreciative of that. I was like, okay, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, if Shapeoko, because they already send like a big chunk of MDF that you have to brad
They
nail
do.
to for the first few times before you
Yeah.
get any wasteboard ideas. And for someone who's not a hobbyist and are doing other things as a way of making money and they got other orders in, I don't really have time to sit down. And
Time saving is a big deal.
It's time.
Yeah.
My time is money, and if I
Yeah.
can outsource it and stuff, like basically
true.
if I can buy it, that's subbing it out.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
just saying they should do things.
All right. Well, I'll get in contact with them.
You
Let
need
them
to
know.
let them know.
Let them know.
You let them know, and let them know that they need to send me one.
If you already have one,
What's that?
You already have one.
I don't have one yet.
You need more than one.
Oh,
You need 2 or
yeah.
3 in a production shop.
No, I mean the wasteboard.
Oh, the wasteboard.
I don't need the whole
Oh, yeah.
setup. Whatever. I already got one of those.
Yeah.
But I do need the wasteboard.
Yep.
Tell them to make it.
And now, Mark, you want one. Being around it, you just said today.
Yeah, I
you
want a CDC.
A CDC?
Wow, what is I don't even know what that thing is.
CNC.
CNC. Yeah.
Computer numerically controlled.
Is that what that stands for?
Mhm.
Oh, I did not even know.
Really?
Well, I better double check
I don't
myself.
know.
Now that I'm
To me,
being
it
recorded,
just
I might be wrong.
it sounds like woodwork I don't have to do.
Yes.
That's what it sounds. It sounds like stuff can pop out of my mind onto wood, and I won't have to.
Let's talk about the woodwork you
Be
do.
there.
You do.
Yeah.
I
do woodwork.
So I and Coty and occasionally Brian come from the finer woodworking where a 16th or an 8th is a big deal. And you're
Yep.
in the construction industry
I like it rough.
to where you just cover it up with some trim.
That makes my work sound so crappy.
Every time I discuss your work, it's like, yeah, that's
It's like, yeah,
anybody
I
can
could
do
do
that with their eyes closed.
Yeah.
What work do you do? For the listeners out there, what are you covering?
It is easier to say what I
What
don't
don't you
do.
do? What's your bread and butter? I
CNC,
guess?
he does
You
not
you are a
use it. He does
full
Not
time.
CNC.
You're a full time. This is your job. Your life depends
I'm
on it.
more or
Contractor.
less a millwork carpenter. I do windows and doors more than anything else, and then I do basically everything else because like when in the winter when things slow down, I'll put generally one addition on a house, start to finish. I try to do one per year. Try to not do more than that because that usually runs me into my window season.
What do you say? An addition would take how many? I'd say months, right?
Yeah, usually maybe 2 months. It depends on what we're doing. I've added a second story. Second story takes a little longer.
Because you're tying, like you have
Yeah.
to rip the house apart and figure out how to
Right.
attach it.
And that's I really enjoy the winters. That's what I do. When I'm doing windows and doors, I don't have to think too much. It just kind of rolls through because I've done a bunch of them. But I enjoy stepping into a project and looking at somebody's house and hearing what they want, basically how they're trying to use the space, and then working with them and trying to figure out how we can use the structure but expand the structure and get what they want to out of their living space.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
And build them a castle.
and building a castle.
95% of a castle. Anyway.
And you 100% these houses, or are you only 95?
No, 100% generally.
You have
Unless-
95% on the side of your
Yeah.
truck.
Unless somebody wants to
95% of the
themselves.
time, he
There's
does
some-
them 100% of the time.
That's right. You're by yourself? You have help?
I usually have 1 to 2 helpers. Right now I'm by myself. I love being by myself. So every time a helper goes to jail or something, I end up, that happens a lot.
Nine out of-
you do
95% of the time.
So you do drywall.
I do drywall. I do drywall. But yeah, every time a helper falls off the map, I usually sort of tread water for as long as I possibly can before I hire another one because I'm a solitary person. so
Because
I
you
like
enjoy that, not because you have to spend money on labor.
No, not so much because I have to spend money on labor, but there is a huge learning curve that comes from the fact that I do so many different trades. And
Yeah.
so if somebody comes in knowing how to do something, which take that with a grain of salt anyway. But if somebody comes in, knowing how to do sheetrock, well, I might not do sheetrock for, 2-3 months. And they have to learn everything new and take care of my tools, my truck and stuff like that. So there's a
And not
major
do meth.
liability. Do what?
And not do meth.
Yeah,
Is that it?
that's a big deal.
That's kind of a big deal.
Oh,
What
Arkansas.
Cody's trying to get an employee or two.
Oh,
Well, what
man.
is your tip for the listeners and Cody?
Don't use
with
Craigslist.
Write that down.
I had some good stuff to say, but I can't. Kids are listening.
That's right.
Keep it
anyway.
G-rated. GPG.
So, yeah.
Any positives to get employees? What's the
I mean, work wise, no. Other than saving your back a little bit. For me, when I hire somebody, they ride around all day with me, so I get to have an impact, and that's a positive thing. Like I see that as sort of a part of my ministry is somebody that is stuck in the truck with me all day. So
Yeah.
Captive audience.
yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. I can just talk them.
Yeah. That's why Jesus took a boat everywhere.
Oh.
can't get away?
Can't swim, can you?
But I mean, other than that, no. Workers, so far, I am looking for the holy grail worker that I could begin to build the business around. That would that's my dream right now.
How many years are you into it now?
13.
13 years, and you're still looking. So
13.
there's still hope for you, Cody.
No,
There-
It is-
that 14th year.
The
Yeah.
14th year. One
Basically,
turns around.
if I have a kid now, by the time
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, there you
15,
go.
start
Absolutely.
training them up a
Wow.
little
Are
bit.
you
I
going to
would-
strain any child labor laws by that point?
No, I mean it's like 15. I think.
Nah,
Is
you're
it?
good.
Okay.
As long as you don't pay them, it's not child labor.
And,
Okay, all
and,
right, great.
and I got the safety of a saw stop.
That's true. That's true. Cody and I finally got our salt stops in the shop, put together, and turned on. Did you
yes.
cut any wood with
Whoa.
it?
I have not cut it.
You just turned it on.
I turned it on. I have
Tell-
stuff to cut. So
tell
here's
what
why-
happened when you turned it on.
He went to Michigan, Minnesota. Sorry.
What?
You put it together and then you left
Start
the
drawing.
state.
Start drawing.
Okay, I'm gonna draw a mark.
Draw back. Start drawing mark. No. So what happened was
This was a safety feature.
So yes, I guess I'm going through the instruction manual of the saw stop. In the saw stop, it says it comes perfectly zeroed, and right out of the thing. And I look, and I was like, okay, blade's on there. I guess it's good to go. I flip the switch, and like it immediately hits my clearance, like just a little, just tapped it. I was like, ooh no! So I turned it off.
The
Like
insert,
a split
yeah.
second. Pull the insert out, and I look down in there. The nut for the blade is not on the spindle.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I was like,
Okay.
at that moment, I was like, I had no reason to panic before, but now it's just like,
Yeah.
thank you, Lord, for saving my tail because I'm an idiot and didn't check that first.
Blade
obviously.
shooting off.
Well,
So and then I couldn't find the nut. I was like, I went
Oh.
through the box,
Oh
dude.
my
I was like,
gosh.
where is this thing at? I was about to call SawStop and be like, you guys forgot to give me this nut for this thing, and I almost
And I
killed
turned
myself.
it on. The safety
I
feature did
almost
not help you.
frisbeed my face
yeah.
with a blade because I didn't look first.
Yeah.
And it was
Ooh.
down in the dust chute. Like it fell,
It had
it
fallen
come and
through.
All the
it
way
had come
through.
off
Yeah.
and was in all through in the dust chute. I had to like
Yep.
fish through all that and found it.
I got lucky and just changed the blade before I ever turned it on. I had a different blade.
Yeah,
I put
you
it in.
would.
No, that was just the luck of the draw. I had a blade I was gonna put in before.
But was yours on there when you opened it?
I don't
up?
even remember. I think so. I don't remember. No, I had to use the nuts to get it off.
What
They
kind
just-
of blade did they come with?
They're
40?
Titan. Yeah,
42?
42.
No, I just mean like brand.
Their brand.
Saw
It's a
Stop.
SawStop brand. Is it not like awesome? Like
I think it is. but-
incongruous
guess.
with
I
the
don't know.
price of the saw?
I think it is, but I also don't get a bunch of tool companies giving me free stuff. Like,
Yeah,
I got a
somebody
free
else.
blade,
Dirty.
so that's the one I put on.
So who
Yes.
gave you the free blade?
Tools Today?
Okay.
It's an Amanda.
Well, I mean, if they're
Tool
gonna give you
40
free stuff,
blade.
let's say
Yeah,
they're-
Tools
you
Today
gotta use it.
is sponsoring my blade. Yep.
And
So I put that on.
This story.
in this
sponsored
story.
by-
That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. I'll cut with both and let you know.
Hmm.
Does it make a difference? And I can't tell a difference between like a 40 tooth and an 80 tooth.
You really?
Meh.
Well, it depends on what you
Oh
cut.
my goodness.
Nope.
I don't
can
have
tell.
much use
You?
for a 40 tooth.
You can?
I don't. I mean,
Yeah.
I can use it to rip stuff, but usually it makes such a mess of everything that I have to go slow. That's what I don't like. The 80 tooth, I can do my crown stuff like that with it.
So yeah, a lot more trim work. I guess.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I do. Yeah, I use my miter more on trim than just about anything else. So
Yeah. Oh, speaking of miters, I got the new miter in too.
Yes.
So,
Awesome.
Yeah.
He's got the miter that
the-
doesn't have the things out the back,
Yeah.
the rails. So you can put it up like against a wall, and then
Uh,
it's
like
got
a-
like this robotic arm.
Does it
that
slide?
bends.
No, it doesn't.
No,
slide.
it's got
like
an
a,
arm
it's
that
an
bends.
ins-
but I
so
mean, it
smooth.
still has
Yeah.
that
Yeah, it's
action.
a 12-inch.
I don't even
slider.
have one that's like that.
That's crazy.
I just have the regular.
Talk about
miter.
the tools between us and you you use tools
Yeah.
totally different. You don't even you came in and you didn't know what a planer
I
was,
don't like
a
all the
joiner.
stuff you guys talk about. I don't.
You don't use at all, which
don't know.
blows me away.
What's your
like
tool?
it's-
What do you have on your tool belt
I have
that you always reach for?
the big three, as I call it, is the compressor, the miter, and the table. But all of mine, the key to my life is travel, and so
Right.
all of my tools
Portability.
have to be
True.
able to
True.
I don't just buy them for quality. I have to buy them for how tough they are,
Okay.
because I have to assume that somebody who didn't graduate high school is going to be loading the trailer.
So do you have a brand that you gravitate toward for dependability,
uh,
portability?
No, I don't want to dog anything,
Or
but
do you have
I
any that you hate?
I have mostly DeWalt.
Okay.
And honestly, my table saw I got new. I always buy used miter saws because I
Okay.
always buy them out of somebody's shop. Somebody will have them in this environment
Yeah.
and they're fine.
Mm.
And I'm going to take them on the job site and just beat them up.
Mhm.
But the difference is also I go through one table saw a year, one miter saw every 2 years, one compressor every 7 months.
Wow. 'Cause you're
Nail
just-
guns,
you're
all my nail
cranking
guns.
them all
Yeah.
hours every single work
Well,
day.
it's a lot of it's the travel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is they just don't. I mean,
They get
on a
banged
job
around.
site, yeah.
Throw them in the back of the truck and off we go.
Right.
Gotcha.
So it's
That's
things.
so different because none of my tools leave my shop.
Yeah.
Though.
Ben
Like,
would be a
Right.
nervous
1%.
wreck as a contractor.
Yeah, it's true. Oh,
Yeah.
I couldn't be it. Yeah, I couldn't. I don't think
You
I could
could
be
not.
a
It's
contractor.
a different mindset for sure.
hmm
It is.
You know?
It's everything. Every tool that I have is disposable.
Yeah.
That's like my mindset.
And my mindset is I'm buying the last tool I'm ever gonna buy in my life.
Yeah.
That would be weird and amazing.
I'm
I don't.
gonna spend but I'm spending a ridiculous amount compared to what you spend.
the tools that like
Are
all
you?
your Festool stuff.
Yeah.
I was looking up there and I don't even want to touch it because I feel like I'm gonna get close to it and then like music is gonna start coming out like. And I was just like, I don't need to be anywhere near that stuff.
Well, when you talk about transportability, they're on sustainers.
Yeah, it's true.
So,
True.
It's got a handle,
It's
so
got a handle, and
in
even
a case,
Just make sure the
so
latch
where
is
it can't
closed.
I
bang
will
up in
say
the back of a truck.
the first thing that breaks on anything is the handle.
Mm,
Important fact.
Okay.
okay.
yeah.
So I mean, those little boxes probably wouldn't. I don't know. They're Festool's
You'll never-
expensive
you'll never
enough.
know.
Yeah, I'll never know.
You'll never know.
I'll just keep buying DeWalt.
One tool you never use is a sander. Am I right?
No, I use a sander.
Oh, really?
I use sanders on my decks.
Decks. You're
Yeah.
sanding the top of the deck
When
flat
I
so you don't get
railings,
splinters, or
yeah. Once I do the rails, I usually run a sander over all the joints and everything because I don't want people to get splinters.
you're going to like 121 pass, and that's as much as you
It's
sand.
not the kind of sanding you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not 120, but it's
Okay.
we're talking.
80 grit.
Yeah.
80. It's a
We're
rough
talking
36.
some. Oh no! It is. Yeah, you're right. It's not 80. It's
not 80.
about 120.
Okay.
no.
I was thinking
It's a little smooth.
It came smoother from the mill. I wish that guy had just left it.
It just blows my mind how different. We're both working with wood, but it's
Right.
just a totally different
No.
trade
Well,
how
it's-
things go.
You got to think the tools that we use are actually used to kind of re-mill
Remill, yeah,
Mhm.
everything that he's counting on it to
He's
be
counting
done
the mill
correctly.
done.
And
Right.
mill
from
done.
Lowe's.
Yep. I'm trying to pick it out of a pile the
Of
way I
Lowe's.
want it.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Right. Versus y'all making something from almost from scratch,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
But
Your business as it started, and you're not really on the internet. You just started Instagram. You don't advertise, right?
just learn what Instagram
You
was.
learned what
Good for you.
Instagram was. You don't advertise and
No.
stuff. So how do you get your word out that you're a business? How do you
Word
get
of mouth.
jobs? Where does work?
Most
from?
of it, I'm an installer for Lowe's and have been for a long time. So
How do you become an installer for Lowe's? Do you just walk into Lowe's and say, "Hey, I want to be an installer"? And they're like, "We're Lowe's. We'll take anyone."
if they're looking, well, a lot of people have trouble. Like what they're looking for is something that's like an in between. Really big companies don't work very well because they have to go through all this rigmarole. But little guys don't work very well because usually they don't do great work. So you have to be able to do good work, but you also have to be able to like run your business in a fairly official capacity. So I mean, I fit in that. I got started working for somebody who was a Lowe's installer, and so the transition into becoming one was really easy for me. And they're over 50% of my work. And then because of them, I'm in so many different houses that word of mouth just works for me. I would rather advertise a little, but
Yeah.
That's that's another thing that definitely, differentiates him. He's interacting face to face with people a lot more than those of us just stuck in a shop doing
I'm
crafting.
never face to face with
Right.
anyone.
yeah, no, that's a huge part of my job.
Yeah.
Because a job changes dramatically depending on the person that I'm talking to. I can be doing the exact same thing for two different people, but one person is so different from the other and what they require that it just totally changes how that job has to happen.
Have you ever had someone like totally change their mind halfway through a job and be like, yeah, just start all over?
Change
everything.
The closest thing, I mean, and one reason why I don't do fences as much is that fences have a tendency to move sometimes.
Okay.
Property line issues and junk. So I have completely installed a fence and then had the entire thing have to move before.
Oh.
Which
Wonderful.
is amazing.
And you eat that cost, or you
No.
charge?
Well, I didn't in that case. That was a Lowe's job, so that was actually Lowe's.
So the benefit of working for Lowe's is if something goes wrong,
Yeah.
it's on Lowe's, not on you.
If I do something wrong, it's on me, and it will always be on me. But if Lowe's is a really good buffer, and the thing about that is that if I were doing the exact same stuff on my own, stuff goes wrong. You order stuff from a store and it comes in wrong, and it's not your fault. It's not the customer's fault, but somebody's got to eat it, and most of the time the stores won't. And so working for Lowe's will always eat it. But if I ordered it from, one of the other stores in town, sometimes they won't.
Yeah.
Or like there's, the cost associated with losing a day because, they got something wrong. And that happens all the time. It's a big part of my life. For you. So
something wrong from them.
Yeah.
So would you rather work for them more or for yourself more? If you had the option.
I'm moving. I mean, the general concept is to work for myself all the time. That would be great. Not have it, but it's not because of. Sometimes it's because of Lowe's, but most of the time it's because I don't necessarily want to be talking to a customer. And it makes me sound like like I hate people.
No.
But I mean, that's the variability in the job. I like swinging a hammer. I'm a hammer monkey. If I could swing a hammer and be my own boss, literally, instead of having 300 different bosses a year, that would be a very stress-free environment. The only problem is trying to motivate yourself to wake up in the morning. If you don't have to get out of bed to make somebody else happy, would you?
Yeah.
I'd probably make a lot more beer.
He crafts his own in-house.
Yeah, Mark has quite a creative streak, actually.
Tell us about the other things that you're making.
What do you call it? Do you have a name for it? Is it like Hammer L or something like that?
No. I just homebrew, and I'm not. Well, the last couple batches have been good, but I'm not amazing at it or anything where I would brand it.
Are you doing like pinkies up?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Long
Fancy
neck, pinky up. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
No, it's on tap now.
Oh, wow.
You need me to? Hey, I can carve you a tap and laser on your logo.
Yeah,
or whatever.
do it. I need 4.
We can do it.
Sweet,
man.
I think I just held up 3 fingers.
Yes.
Not a math major.
Yeah, math's not important in construction.
Not at all.
Your tape measure has the letters on it.
It's got.
Tell us about the upper room in your house. I think that's cool. Coty just met you today, so tell Coty like as you're telling everybody on the podcast who's never met you about your upper room.
I have. Well, I'll introduce it by saying that because I have so many conversations with people about their houses and about resale value and cost and things being intelligent, I'm pretty purposeful about not being intelligent with my own house. I try to get whimsical with it. So
his projects do not bring resale value to his house.
At all.
cool stuff, but not resale.
Yeah.
So I have
fulfilling.
Yes,
But
childhood dreams.
right.
But yeah.
So I put a hidden passage in there with my roof is a pretty steep pitch.
Mm-hmm.
So there was some space up there, and I turned that space into like a hidden room and put a spiral staircase outside the house, and then there's a wardrobe in front of the spiral staircase. So
I didn't know
That
So
is epic.
the kids can go through the wardrobe, up a spiral staircase,
So
and go.
I'm
Whoa.
guessing you're a C.S. Lewis fan. Is that how that came about? Or
A
is that-
little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
the wardrobe made sense. It fit the hole.
Yeah.
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 So I mean,
Guess so.
it was not like
Whimsical
heavily
and
inspired by that,
imaginative.
but it was it was
Just
just
worked.
kind of I could build an addition that the kids could play in, or I could just use the space I had. So
Sure. Yeah. So
It's really
like,
cool.
Kids go upstairs and play with Aslan.
Yep.
yeah. Anytime
you-
the nieces and nephews come over, they always sleep up there, and
Oh,
we
wow.
have, we have like
For sure.
video and mic'd stuff up there so that we can talk to them and know what temperature it is and all that stuff up there.
That's awesome.
Did you put one of the rooster
Whirlybird.
whirly things up top? You need to.
It's got my roof has
Something.
the vent. It's got the ridge vent that runs all the way down that
Yeah.
breathes, and then it's got the tunnel vents that go
Yeah.
up. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah.
I'm not a roofer, but
You're not a builder of houses.
I don't know the vernacular of
Yeah.
that particular thing.
Yeah.
But
That was the 5% that he didn't do.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Mhm.
absolutely.
That's right. Yep.
I did not build this house.
You got a shed in the back that's like a shop now.
100% made out of trash. Yes.
Yes. That's we talked about the difference between you and I.
Yeah.
And
Oh
my
goodness.
my shop has shutters, and before I had a planter box. I painted
Mhm.
it, and your shop is basically the same, but it's made out of trash, and it looks
Yeah. It
Just-
looks okay.
it looks good.
Look,
for
a
the-
coat of paint on it.
yeah,
Put a little lipstick on that pig.
but
and
that's the 5% you'll never
she'll
do.
oink. That is the 5%. I'm looking for somebody that's going to do that 5% for me.
Uh-huh.
But yeah,
Nobody likes to paint. Is it?
No.
Well,
It's worse.
Except
That's
for
true. Except for
Brian.
the artist.
but
is-
literally, it's I don't know how big the shop is. It's something like 30 by 16,
It's bigger than mine.
and it's
Dang.
considerably.
It's longer.
But it literally every stud in it is pulled out of somebody's house. The metal on it was from somebody's old roof. I think I built the entire shop. The only thing I went to the store to buy was the treated wood on the floor. And then everything else was, I think the treated wood on the floor total. Oh no, I put sheathing on it too underneath the metal. So all of that stuff cost $800 for that shop, and that's it.
Dang.
So, and that's how I roll.
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the
Nicely
spiral
done.
staircase up into the room upstairs. That's all. I mean, I didn't buy anything for that.
These are so. If you're listening and you're not following Mark, you need to follow Mark. He's at Mark Bates Contracting.
Mhm.
Mark BATES Contracting.
Yep.
And I'm charging you to take pictures of these things around your house,
Mhm.
or maybe video walkthroughs, and post them on your Instagram so we can all see it.
Yeah, I want to do a video walkthrough of the castle.
Yeah,
That would be
please.
cool.
for sure.
Yeah.
Trebuchet.
I should do the trebuchet.
These are really cool things. He made
Yeah.
a trebuchet, like a big working.
Mhm.
Back when we were in college, we lived together and
Tell the story of the 4-wheeler and
Yeah.
the campfire.
Yeah, I don't remember the campfire.
You don't remember the fire department showing up? and
Oh
all that
jeez.
stuff?
Oh,
my
kind of,
gosh.
yeah.
Oh
I do
yeah,
remember
there was
that.
that one time.
Dra-
the fire
dragging
department
behind
showed
the
up.
boat.
Oh
and all
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Oh,
We
that was
had a
good.
4-wheeler. We had an inflatable boat, and we tied a rope to it. And there was a field right next to us, and we were just cruising and slinging people around in the back like it was water,
Yeah. The boat
Yeah.
dragging people in the boat.
dragging people in the boat.
And then we pulled
the
out
boat.
the trebuchet and started trying to launch balls at
Yeah,
people and
launching
catch them
basketballs.
from
And
the
then we
boat.
pulled out
Out
the
the trebuchet.
trebuchet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this thing's
And-
huge. Shot basketballs, and my
Yeah.
4-wheeler had a basket
Was
on the
that the
front.
heaviest thing you ever launched from it?
Watermelon?
No, pumpkins.
Pumpkin.
Yeah.
But I mean,
So no real combat. It's all no real combat.
No, a combat trebuchet is huge.
But what I'm thinking of for my next YouTube channel video for my channel
Mhm.
would be to make one, like it'd be a little series, like a castle series maybe, where we make another trebuchet,
hmm
and then we what was it? Do well, I don't remember what the rest of the series is, but ending where we are having a battle against the castle, defending the castle, and it ends up at night where we're shooting flame bullets, and the castle just goes up in a total.
Needs to be done.
Can we burn this down?
It's what I like to call moving.
Yes. I think it'd be awesome. It'd be a sweet
You
video.
can't be home because then insurance is asking questions like, why did you have these dorks in medieval costumes burning your house down?
Oh, LARPing.
Yes. Yep,
we were
dorks.
LARPing with real fire.
We'll blame it on Brian.
Yeah, because I do that all the time.
Just like Picard.
Brian, what are you up to these days? What are you diving into?
I'm printing stuff on my 3D printer, including the 9 rings of the Nazgul from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Speaking of.
The ring rays. Unfortunately, I'm not good enough.
For all 9 fingers?
No. The 9. 9 for mortal men doomed to die. Did you watch the movies or read? You did watch.
But
the
I
movies.
thought you
Good
would
for
wear all 9 rings. On,
no,
9 of your fingers.
No,
what are you wearing?
Okay,
He's wearing a glove.
If you can
Michael
see
Jackson.
this,
Yes.
yeah, exactly. That's okay. And the guy that gave me this, that was the first thing that he busted out, and he handed it to me, and he's like, "Here, take this." And I was like, "What? What is this? What are you?"
This is weird.
Michael
glove.
Jackson was the first thing. No, this just
the glove is
keeps
protecting
the
2 of his
skin
fingers.
the oil on my skin from messing up the iPad.
So the
surface.
iPad doesn't register his hand
and it
when he's
doesn't
drawing.
register my hand.
It's like a Padvalactic.
Yes, and it makes things much easier
Yep.
to deal with.
Exactly.
So I'm just printing.
We'll post a picture of that glove on the Instagram.
We should definitely
This is
do that.
weird.
I am the artistic version of Michael Jackson.
Yep.
Except I'm not.
We're gonna bejewel that thing.
Please don't.
Please do it. It needs to happen.
Okay. Anyway, finding geeky, STL files on my mini factory and Thingiverse and printing them out left and right.
That's where I got the Optimus Prime print,
Right. Which
is
is amazing.
the coolest thing ever.
It is. Yeah. I'm also making. I have 2 projects right now that are substantial that I can't really talk about because they're surprises for people that probably aren't listening.
Can
but
you
they
talk
could
about
be.
medium of what they are? Would that give it away?
Paint, cardboard, stencils, art prints, 3D printed objects, wood,
So
stain.
Every medium.
I mean, practically everything. Everything you can think
My
of.
whole shop.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Everything.
You hit summer break.
What shop is made out of.
That's true. He's taking pieces from your shop.
Yeah.
And making it into
Yeah, I
something
finished
else.
the school year this week, so now I've got.
You're
a bit
officially
more
full time.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but it'll change soon because my wife's gonna direct the day camp of a summer camp, and sometimes our daughters will be with her, and sometimes they'll be with me, but we'll have a good time.
Yeah.
You're full-time arting? Is that what you're talking
Pretty
about?
much.
Full-time art.
yeah.
He's trying to go full time. Fiery squirrel.
So I've been Instagramming twice a day. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
I know, right?
You have to find internet somewhere because he doesn't
And
have it
I
at
know.
his house
No.
or his phone.
And now that you're
Crazy.
out of school for the rest of the summer, I mean, you used to, where are you gonna go
To do what?
to get the internet? Like, you
Oh,
can't
well,
Not
I mean,
Walmart.
I hang
Walmart
out-
on his lunch break.
There's Walmart.
there's no Walmart.
There's
You still go to
Lowe's,
Walmart?
There's,
I know somebody that has a shed with the internet.
I mean, there's Ben's shop, there's Myers Wood Shop, and times like this. So yeah, I make it work.
Yeah.
Full plate then.
Yeah,
For the
yeah.
summer.
I got way too.
We're
much
working on a
going
CNC sign.
Oh right, we're doing a 5-foot therapy
5 by
clinic
2
CNC sign.
CNC sign.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I
where
saw it. Looks,
half of our letters are cut out.
Yeah.
And I posted a picture where there's a letter missing, but we put it all on the thing. And everybody's saying, you missed the R, you missed the R.
You
You were not
misspelled it.
the only one, Mark.
I was
There's a
hoping
ton
I
of
was
people.
the first, but
You
I
might have
don't
been the
know.
first. I don't know.
I
I still haven't told anybody, that was on purpose because the R got
Yeah.
screwed up and I have to recut it.
Okay.
But,
That may have been my first comment on Instagram. I'm not lying. I think it might. I was just
think
like,
it
I
was.
can't leave that one untouched.
yes, a spelling mistake. Perfect.
Yeah.
yeah, spelling.
Oh.
I almost. So we poured the concrete and we were doing a stamp for the concrete
Yes.
of my logo.
That looked
Did you see
amazing.
that? Was that cool?
Yeah.
That was cool.
Well, when I was putting it on there, I had to look at my shirt because I was like, wait, woodwalk? That ain't
Woodwalk.
right.
Woodwalk.
I gotta spell this right.
This is gonna be the weirdest noodle place you ever been to.
Yeah.
This is crazy. So yeah.
What,
So
were
Coty-
what was the concrete about?
So the building that I moved into, the front of the building had horrible foundation issues. I mean, like it was bad, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
it wasn't even like close to level.
No.
But this is a super old building. It's been there since
19 or 18.
I think it was early 19s.
Not 18.
Really? I don't know.
It
Not
was-
in Arkansas.
So there was,
1743.
it was probably one of
This
the.
warehouse
It
They
was,
were still
raised-
trapping in the 1800s.
it was the original business district because there was the railroad that
The
used to run
railroad
there.
and the rail lines are actually
Oh.
still in the ground
rails
there.
are
Are
still
you
in the
in
ground in front.
Kensett?
No, right there off BB Caps,
By Centos.
West Mulberry.
Jada
Oh,
Meat Market down
I
there.
did not know the
Yeah.
rail. Oh yeah,
Those
yeah,
metal
yeah.
buildings. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So they used to like cattle auction. They bring cattle and feed and stuff. There's a
Mhm.
feed store originally, I guess, for
Okay.
cattle being
Interesting.
brought in. Yeah.
That's
Cool.
so cool though.
The
But-
2x4 or 2x6s, 2x8s. The framing is oak.
Yeah,
Rough cut.
Yeah.
Great rough cut.
Have you
oak.
tried to shoot a
Crazy.
nail in that?
No.
It's awesome.
No.
It'll just
So there
pop
was
your hammer back.
As a woodworker, we want to rip that all out and replace it with pine because that's high dollar oak.
You just want the oak.
Yeah, we just want the oak. And what was funny is that the building actually had some termite damage when we first moved in.
Terrible.
It was bad.
Terrible. And I know I'm in the business.
The only reason the building was still standing is because
they didn't eat the
Yeah,
oak.
because they
But
It's
every
crazy.
cross brace that was pine,
Mhm.
done,
Gone.
Gone. Totally gone.
And
I believe it.
And like it's so crazy because like even it's a truss building, so it's all the trusses, they're oak.
Wow.
I don't want to be anybody that was like trying to put those things and lift them up.
Yeah. What did they use for the ties? Because they didn't have plywood back then, did they?
No,
What did they use for the ties?
I don't really know. I
Did they
looked in
just
there,
like
it was
straight
just-
up use spikes?
I mean, still cut nails, I guess.
Yeah. Huh.
Hmm.
Interesting.
But it's still
That's
there.
cool.
hmm
But yeah,
So we leveled out the front because that's where your business, office, and
yeah, offers
Conference room?
Party in the
and
back.
yep.
Party. Yeah, that's where my mini fridge and microwave are going.
Uh huh. Yep.
'Cause that's
Need
what
it.
every business needs.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, so we leveled that out so we could frame in the walls for the office and the stuff. So
And I was
Gotcha.
over helping him, and I thought he's like, "Let's go write our name in the thing." And I was like, "Let me cut out your logo on the CNC and
Let's do
print
this
it."
the right way.
So you know
right.
you,
Really
you have
cool.
an idea, and then Ben's like,
Ben's like,
"You're
no,
an
no, no,
idiot.
no.
Let's
Step
make it
back
better."
and allow me.
And I'm glad he did because it turned out great.
Yeah, it
It's
looks
cool.
great.
Yeah.
And now we're debating: do we fill it with epoxy?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I have glow in the dark
And
epoxy.
I'm thinking,
Wouldn't that be cool? I don't know. At
Well, I
night,
don't
you
know.
turn
How
it
long's
off and
that
your
gonna last?
logo glows.
If he's there at night, something has gone wrong.
if I'm there and it's dark, something went really,
Possibly.
really wrong.
I guess
Yes.
that makes it cooler though.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Speaking of in the dark, that section is in the dark.
yeah, it is.
There's
Yeah.
a little bit of a electrical issue.
Dude, so the building, it's kind of been a little bit of a nightmare, I guess. hasn't it?
Yeah.
I moved in the last week of April, and yeah, just got electricity Friday.
Dang.
Oh, so it's on.
And,
Good.
Yeah,
Jeez.
so
It's
it's
on, and it is on through the entire building, if you know what I mean. Bzzz.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
so,
I've had that happen.
So when they were
Not
pouring,
when I did it. I mean,
when they were pouring the concrete, the wet concrete had 120 running through it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And the guy
Yeah,
on the
it's just
concrete grabbed the
awesome.
metal door and got
Yeah.
shocked.
I got
That
shocked.
is
Okay then.
hilarious.
Yeah.
No,
Hilarious in that it wasn't me.
it was
Yeah.
and it was in that moment I was like, I'm glad I don't own this building.
Yeah,
Mm.
that was
Okay.
bad.
Can't sue me.
Yep.
My goodness, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So we're getting that. So now I pulled the fuse, no power up in the front. You gotta get all that fixed. But
Sheesh.
yeah. It was crazy. And
Okay then.
they're just walking through it, but they wear those like thick rubber boots for
Mhm.
cement. It's
Yeah.
like, you guys would have all been dead.
Yeah.
And it's nuts.
Or they're lucky it wasn't 3-phase 220
Yeah.
running through that, because there's a lot of that running through that
And
building.
it could be a line from 3-phase,
Yeah.
just loose, hidden
No
somewhere.
clue.
I mean, there's no telling where it's at.
It's got to be
It's
touching a
an
rebar
old-
somewhere.
I don't know
Somewhere.
anything about 3-phase other than
Somewhere.
it can kill you very fast.
It's a
Yeah,
lot of
it's
power.
just- Say the-
It does it better.
Okay.
Just
Well, it gets so strong at some point that it doesn't hurt you. It just blows you back.
Oh, okay.
Versus, I mean, like
It-
there's,
it
Just
is-
ramp it up high enough.
there's a sweet spot for killing somebody.
Okay, great.
and
Good to
It's
know.
either just hurts or it pops
Yeah.
you off.
yeah, or it blows out of you somewhere.
Yeah.
It's usually 110.
Yeah.
True.
Well, I would think that
Pop
would
out
be
through you.
higher than that. 110 just kind of.
Yeah,
I mean,
if you can let go.
yeah.
So yeah, so it's been interesting, but we're it's getting there. Moved a bunch of tools in, trying to set everything up. Put in the miter station today.
Mm.
Are you working during this time? Like building
Yeah,
things?
so I'm trying to build things and put things together, and
How much fun is that?
it's a pain.
Very little of that
Whilst
really is
moving.
getting done until you got to set up the shop to be able to do that.
Well, it's kind of like, how do you set up the shop? You build in it and find out where things
Yeah,
need to go.
that's-
this
kind of
My
been-
shop has gone through like
that's- yeah.
8
Was that
iterations.
not part of the process to have somebody sort of like help you lay it out?
I mean,
No.
I kind of did that.
Not
I mean,
really. Wow.
Well, so I mean, I knew how I wanted it laid out.
Okay.
It's just
We drew it on a piece of cardboard.
Yeah.
I would
The
have
original
done
computer
it
SketchUp.
wrong 3 times before doing it right. As
He's
far
gonna
as
do it wrong
tool
still.
placement,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
stuff like
no,
that.
no, I'm still gonna do it wrong somewhere, but we have a flow
Right.
of it.
Glad
it's
we
just,
got the optimism going here.
It just
Mhm.
backs out. So there's 2 separate points of the shop.
Mhm.
The large portion in the back has all the dust shooting particles, right? Machines.
It's got the taller roof too.
Yeah.
If there's no roof to
Yeah.
it.
And then the front where there's no electricity right now is the office, conference room, assembly area. It's
Final finishing
yeah. So
area.
and it closes off from the rest of the place. But there's like table saw, joiner planer, miter, and then to get the final thing that you cut back into the. So there's a lot of back and forth and travel, but it is what it is at this point until I figure it out. Until I
Yeah.
get electricity in the whole thing and can put it how I want it.
So you make
It's kinda
something
like
from
this.
scratch and you get all the tools, and all the tools are still not there yet.
Yeah. Well, Grizzly called, and all those tools will be in next week. So.
Yeah. That'll be cool.
Yeah.
All the tools that Mark
bandsaw.
doesn't know what they do.
Yeah.
A bandsaw and what
Straight
else
up.
from Grizzly? Or is that it? Just a huge honking?
I still have never
17 inch?
used a dado.
A dado. That's crazy.
I have
I haven't
one.
used one of those.
You have one and never used it.
I've never used it.
All right.
sure I know
So we're
what
gonna
that
do
is.
something dado
Someday,
yeah.
on purpose.
Someday I just I'm not gonna come home and do woodwork. That'd
No,
be crazy.
you don't do your work at home. That's for
Like,
sure.
oh.
Yeah. Well, we're coming up to the end, so I got a few questions from a bunch of people online. So
Oh, really?
choosing a few.
Okay.
Yeah, choosing a few, and we'll answer them. So the
Cool.
first one is from, I don't know how this comes out, KSERGIY 11. Kursky 11.
Uh-huh.
Thought I could help you with that.
Nope.
but
Okay.
No.
Sorry.
It's a solid no.
When do you think you'll become full-time content creator? Love your style. I think they're
Except for
talking to me
you.
on that
Yeah,
one,
Yeah.
and I don't think I will. I have a really good job, which ties into another question I got, which was, why do I have my MBA and I'm an exterminator? It's a question for the ages,
Oh my god.
I guess. For one, my extermination job is a really good job. It's really good.
People, I didn't know that either. Like I would have not guessed the pay and benefits of that would have been
The pay
as
and benefits
good
are
as you.
Especially
are.
for where we are, I'm well above the median
Oh yeah,
pay,
yeah.
and my hours are
And you don't need an MBA to do it.
no.
You just do.
Yeah,
But your hours are amazing.
my hours
That's
are
the perk.
amazing.
Well,
I basically
the
work for
per-
myself.
Yeah, right. And
Yeah.
you set your own pace, and since
I
you're
know.
insanely efficient and
I'm very
lickety
efficient.
split, you just knock it all out.
So it's more like a part-time job with
Okay.
a full-time
Full-time
pay.
pay.
There you go.
So that's why I have an MBA and do what I do. If I used my MBA, I would probably have to drive an hour to
Mhm.
the bigger city in Little Rock to use it.
Yeah.
And that's 2 hours of my day that I don't get paid for, that I'm not at home,
Mm-mm.
and I would have way less content.
So, but
So-
I will say this though, it is your MBA and the knowledge of how to use an MBA and how to plan well
I was gonna say
that has made
he's
this
using
a
the
part-time
MBA.
job. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're using it. You're just not getting paid. for
Mark
using
has an
it.
MBA, and we went through the MBA program at the exact same time.
Good for you guys.
I would like to know your opinion on that. So you have an MBA and you're a contractor.
I mean,
so
he's
in
it's
business
the
for
same
himself,
question.
so-
He's in
Still a
business for himself.
Yeah.
Well,
Business is business.
I'm making money
Yes, you are.
by myself
There you go.
yeah,
as a creator.
you could say that it is. Well, I don't know. It's motivation because I have to pay the bill for the MBA
Yeah.
once a month.
Okay.
So I have to go to
Yeah,
work
yeah.
to pay that bill.
I will pay
That's what
that
it
bill
is.
till I'm dead.
Yep.
And yeah,
Thank you, student loans.
Yep.
No, I would, yeah.
the
I would-
generation of first in your first in your family to go to college makes all the mistakes financially, I guess.
Mm.
That's how it is for me.
Okay.
My family didn't really know whatever. My family's not wealthy at all.
Yeah.
And I had to take money out to live. So,
Yeah.
oh well. So that's where it is. Another question. Floyd Fabrication says, what's the best way to monetize while being accessible to the community? So how can you make money while being helpful to the community? I think that ties back to what we said earlier. Like
do
where I'm,
well by doing good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your
Because,
intent is to help others, and that
yeah,
comes back to you monetarily.
Yeah, and that's been a thing for, we I think it was you that I talked about it. I know I talked about it with the deluxe team. One of the things when people were writing, because we foster and we were giving away tables to foster families that needed larger tables, and then some articles were written, and I don't post on that, and I didn't monetize off of it.
Right.
And the reason for that is because I didn't want it to be a gimmick, but at the same time, people just find out and know, and it's just free publicity, really.
Yeah.
You don't even have to do anything. You don't have to, you don't have to keep like resharing something or whatever. People just know if you do good and you have a good heart and you're honest about it and genuine, dude, just do whatever you need to do for your community. Word will get around and it'll get back to you.
Well, another one of the finalists in the small business Make Do.
Joe.
Joe Ellis.
She's going to be on the show.
Right,
Yeah, that
we
was
have
one of the
actually
other
talked to her.
questions. I'll jump in real quick.
So don't.
Will we have any other
Okay,
makers?
I'll shut up. I'm
No,
sorry.
no.
Well, I was just going to say that's basically her business model.
Yeah.
I mean, everything that she's a nonprofit for one thing, but everything that she does, she's like, just here's basically what it costs me. Give what you want.
Yeah.
To people that actually show up and take part in her projects, that's what she does, and it works.
She's an
because
amazing
people
person.
believe in that.
Yeah.
So she will be the next person we have on the show.
Yeah.
So that was one of the other questions. Will we have other makers other than woodworkers? Yes, absolutely. It's a matter of getting them to want to come on, and I'm going through the friends list first to make sure that we're doing right. You know, everything. And in this episode, we're in HD. As you can see, we just invested in a whole new mic setup, so hopefully it sounds a lot better.
And they're gold.
And they
Yeah,
are
gold plated.
It was not on purpose. That's just what it was.
Yeah,
you saw it, you liked it, you bought
bougie.
it.
Yeah, we're hoping to branch in to get some artists in, some I don't even know, just whatever's.
Well, having Joe is great because I mean, she sews. Like that's kind of her thing, like fabric and art and craft.
Yeah, the true craft. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And a woman's opinion, which we need.
She's like a better Martha Stewart.
Nice.
All right. One that didn't go to jail.
Less in prison.
Less
I was about to say,
Stewart.
the one without a rap sheet.
Yep.
So,
What is the most underrated piece of equipment in your shop? And this is from S Roof 7.
I'll bet each one of us could answer that one.
Yeah, let's go with you, Mark. In your shop, I guess we talk about your truck or your trailer.
Well, I mean,
mobile shop.
Either way, it's the little hero is the oscillating tool.
Oscillating tool.
Oscillating tool.
What oscillating tool do you have?
The DeWalt battery one. I just got the one with a battery,
one up there?
cordless.
20 volt?
the
Yeah,
XR.
yeah. 20 V
I have
Max
that too.
oscillating tool.
I had
It
the Dremel
is-
first. Terrible.
I had
It was not good.
I had
Oh, I
a
gave it to Brian.
Rockwell.
Yeah, you
and
gave
of
me the
course-
multi-max.
Yeah.
got
And
that.
I go through one oscillating tool about every 5 months.
Okay.
But so I've been through a whole bunch, and the DeWalt one's fine. There's nothing special about it, but it's it gets you out of spots so many times. Little where you don't have to take a whole piece of trim off the wall and put it on the miter to trim it down. You just zip it and move on. So that's mine.
Cody?
For me, it was actually it's probably the cheapest thing I have too. The Type Bond glue brush.
The glue brush.
The glue brush has been the best thing ever because I've done so many table glue ups that and it just helps me, and it helps me not waste glue. I think it's the best part. Like it helps me kind of save money on my glue, and I'm not doing a bunch of like dirt. I'm trying to do the ooze out, whatever they call it or whatever.
Right.
Because I don't want that stuff getting on there and drying and then tearing up my planer. So.
I have the Rockler branded one, but have you considered getting a glue roller? I've seen
So-
people with rollers and it looks more efficient and nicer.
Yeah,
Wow.
I've seen that. I don't know. Because I use a lot of domino, so I
Now
can't.
you got to put it into the hole.
Well, no, I mean the glue goes in there, domino goes in there, but I like to like put a little bit of glue on my domino. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You don't know what a domino is, do you, Mark?
I have no idea.
Excellent.
yeah. it's
That's
a
Some
okay.
kind
It's
of
a-
adjoining.
Yeah,
yeah,
it
there
makes
you
a
go.
mortise and
yeah,
tenon.
it's a
Yeah.
pre-made mortise and tenon.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So
It's
yeah,
a festool.
really that's
item.
that's it. A glue brush.
A glue
is
brush.
The most
Okay.
underrated. Yeah.
Brian?
Pencil.
Internet.
Pencil. Intertrons.
Marquee or whatever that thing's called.
Jigsaw.
Jigsaw.
The thing I first did, I can't even remember when this was now, but as an adult horsing around at my dad's shop, I picked up like a Black & Decker jigsaw and started cutting out weird, just off the cuff shapes that I turned into this assemblage and eventually ended up painting, and it was magical. So I've had that Black & Decker and then a Skill jigsaw, and now I've got a Win jigsaw, and I don't use them super often, but when I
But
do,
you need all three.
I need all three.
Yeah.
You guys also use brands that I've never heard of.
Yeah.
What's
Well, I got the
Win?
Win from you. Win is a fairly
looks like
recent.
that's the air filtration I have up there.
company,
It's got
yeah.
off the side.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
It's
have-
a cheaper brand of
I like it.
things.
Is it?
Yeah. It's
I'd
it's
never
kind of
heard
lower
of
end.
It's like a
Festool until
Walmart.
I met you.
It's like the Walmart
Yeah.
brand.
It is not a festool.
Yeah.
It's on the other
okay.
end. But everything I've had from them has been very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only got the filtration system, and it's
You
really
have that
good.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm about to have to get a lot more, I think, or unless if I can find one that's bigger than
Oh,
another
there's-
company that is
There's a lot
not
bigger
gonna
ones.
break my
but yeah,
bank.
that
you
one.
know?
I think I got that one for like $89
Yeah.
on sale.
Yeah.
Can't beat it.
You can't.
And
So-
it does what?
It sucks in the air
Small
from the
dust
shop.
particles.
The
and
dust
micron,
particles, so you're not
like-
breathing them in. It's got a filter.
Y'all care
Up in
about
it.
that?
So
Well,
if you, you know,
I'm not outdoors.
Yeah.
I'm confined
when
into
you're trapped
a small
in here,
shop.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All
You care
right.
about that?
All
What do you mean you want to live and do
Yeah.
this? This is
I
weird.
just breathe it all, man.
Yeah.
My lungs are
OSHA,
like a
OSHA
Twinkie.
compliant. Yes. Mine would be brand new for me, but I bought the 3/8 Milwaukee ratchet, M12 powered tool.
Like impact?
No, for a,
Like a
for like a socket.
Yeah.
Like an
yeah.
air tool?
Like,
Yeah.
zoom,
No,
zoom.
no, it's
Battery
powered by a
pack?
battery.
Huh.
But yeah, I was using a ratchet to change spark plugs on my wife's car, and this isn't so much woodworking,
Yeah,
but I've
that's what I
used
was
it to put
surprised.
tools together and
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, you use a ratchet once in a while,
Mhm.
but when you have to ratchet a ton of bolts that are in places you can't see, you're doing it by feel, and you can't move the ratchet up and down, and it takes you an hour to do that one little click at a time.
Yeah.
Because her engine is sideways, and I had to take the manifold off to get to the back 3 sockets.
Oh goodness.
And I had to feel behind it. It was ridiculous.
On the-
Took me
Yeah.
6 hours
On the
on a Highlander.
Highlander?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I bought that ratchet, and I can do it probably in 30 minutes now.
That's awesome.
And,
Okay.
yeah.
Best truck ever, except for that.
Yeah.
But it's, yeah, I really like it. So yeah, that's mine.
Cool.
Um,
Wouldn't have thought.
yeah. We have a new Patreon member, Sam Myers. Spells it the same exact way as I do, Myers. Maybe family,
Thank you, Sam.
but thank you, Sam.
Yeah.
Sam signed up to support our
Oh.
podcast.
That's what's up.
It's amazing.
Yeah. I'm still waiting for free jerky from people.
Free jerky.
Jerky.
Oh, I have some jerky.
That's how
over
you
here.
know you've made it,
It's
is when
true.
you get free beef jerky.
Yeah.
Like,
Beef jerky.
you've made it as a
You've
podcast.
arrived.
I like you to
Like-
just sent that out there.
Exactly. It's just like,
If-
you know you've made it. I'm going
Yes.
to send you a box of beef jerky, dude. And I'm
Anybody
like,
listening that has ties to beef jerky companies, we could use some.
Yeah.
It's
I will-
perfect shop snack.
Yeah, you keep your money. You send me that beef
And the
jerky.
jerky.
I want to give a shout out to Sierra Glover. She's been doing all our show notes so far.
Yeah.
Does a wonderful job. She has to listen to the whole show
Poor
Thank you,
girl.
Sierra.
and then take notes and then write about it. A summary. That's
And it's just boring
tough
crap.
job.
I'm
Sounds
sorry,
yeah,
Griffin.
to
girl.
listen to us and care about it. It's tough. But
What do we
thank
got?
you, Sierra. It's amazing.
Sierra, if you're listening, you're going to get free beef jerky.
She-
too. Don't you worry.
She's
Don't
a
you
she's a
worry.
fellow Harding grad.
Okay.
Later, she's going to
Cool.
law school now.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's using hers.
Yeah, she is.
Oh, good.
So, good luck, and hopefully you don't have student debt like us
Yeah.
and become carpenter.
Yeah.
So,
But if you do, Adams is hiring.
that's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Always.
Or you,
Always.
Or you come
Yeah.
work for me.
Coty.
Less than minimum wage.
Coty is looking for a worker. If you're in the Searcy area,
Well-
and so is Mark, I guess.
Mark is looking for a worker
We're
too.
looking
Yeah,
for workers.
straight
If you
up.
have any skill,
If you have all your teeth, a vehicle,
Mhm.
and no record,
Okay.
please
we have the
let me
job
know.
for
Winner,
you.
winner. Yeah, and can learn read a tape measure. That'd be great.
Yeah.
But you know what? You can pick that up on the job.
That's right.
So I'm a good
On
teacher.
the job training.
Get a good old marking stick. You don't need no tape measures.
Mhm. Well, thanks, Mark. Thanks for coming on. We
Yeah,
appreciate it.
thanks,
We're
Mark.
gonna have you
I
back. We
enjoyed
have
it.
so much more to talk to you about.
Yeah.
Check him out. He's on Mark Bates Contracting on Instagram
Mm-hmm.
and maybe Facebook too.
Yeah. My Instagram is baby fresh, so don't
Yes.
judge. I'm just learning.
He's
I
learning.
I used my first filter like
Use a filter?
a day ago.
Nice.
Right.
You
So,
stepping it up.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
So
So
Who does?
make sure to give him a follow and check for the upcoming pictures of
yeah,
the
I'm-
castle and
I'm
all the other
basically-
things that we talked about
Basically trying to throw stuff up all the time
all the time.
because you told me to.
Yep, that's right.
Good.
That's right. That's how you get ahead in life.
I guess.
Well, anybody have anything else to say?
No.
Finished up? Nope.
Nope.
Look for Brian's version of Mark in the caricature on our Instagram as well.
Caricature.
You
It's
drew a
beautiful.
hobbit with a nail gun.
We're all hobbits.
I
Yeah,
love
he
it.
does have a nail gun though. This
It's
one has a
great.
nail gun. It's the first power tool I've given anybody.
I
by
love
the
it.
way.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
great.
Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you on the next one.
Thanks a lot.
Ciao.
Have a good one.
Thank you.